Hey, good evening everyone, it's Stephen here on the Racing Bloggers page. You can also find me at SRP Fitness on Twitter, and that's my health practitioners page. So welcome to the Q&A, welcome to 2017, Happy New Year to all of you. So I'm going to hold these Q&As maybe once a month, depending on public demand on this page, where I can help you as a science-based practitioner not only change your life, make you look better, make you feel better, and make you live longer. So if you know anyone else who can add that kind of free value to your life, let me know. They must be pretty special. So I'm going to answer some questions, and then I'm going to talk to you all about health and nutrition as a science-based practitioner. For those of you that don't know what that means, it means everything that I say to you are facts. They've been tested in labs. We've got science to prove it via PubMed, via examine.com, and you can go away and check on anything I say to you. And you know what? You'll find it's going to be true. That's why I'm a science-based practitioner. So let's answer some questions and add value to your lives. Heng Samarin at TrackMyBets1 asks, blogger, what was your key to losing weight? Also, great tips and vids, Stephen. Well, first off, thank you, Heng, for the compliment. 3 or 4 things were my simple steps to success in my transformation. Number 1, I had my macros on point. Macros are food. So every time you eat a food, they've either got a fat, a protein, or carb in, or maybe a mixture of 2 or 3. Carbs and protein have 4 calories per gram. Fats have 9 calories per gram. Just for you all to know, alcohol has 7 calories per gram. So I tracked my macros. I worked out my TDEE, which is my total daily energy expenditure, and that's how I found my macros from that base hang. Number 2 was I had a progressive weight training program that enabled me to hang on to the muscle mass that I already had. Remember, in a calorie deflect, you're not going to be building muscle, okay? You're hanging on to muscle. So I already had muscle in that first photo. I needed to get rid of all the fat that was on my body. And by having your protein set at around 1 gram to 1.2 per pound of body weight, you're going to ensure muscle mass hangs around. Number 3, I hired a coach. Yes, us coaches also hire coaches for accountability. Accountability is going to be your key to success, no matter what your goal is, weight gain or fat loss. If you don't have anybody to talk to, you're going to struggle, because there will come a time when things get in the way, emotions get in the way, friends are calling you up, come on, come and eat this, come and drink that, and you need someone to speak to, especially when the times get tough. So I had a coach who I could rely on, and we talked once a week, and he kept me going with a gentle pat on the back and told me how well I'm doing and tickled my ego to keep me smiling, because dieting can get tough at times. So, I tracked my macros, I hired a coach, I had a progressive weight training program, and the final thing was my mindset. I knew before I had this challenge, it was going to take between 14 to 20 weeks, and I was ready for it. I was ready for the sacrifices I was going to have to make in order to look the way I do in that profile picture. Now, that's going to an extremity. None of you need to go anywhere near that to look great. That's going to a very low body fat percentage that was pushing my bodies to the boundary. But having goals will make life easy for you. So I hope that answers your question. Mark Potter at mpotter1982. Mark, we share the same birthday. Congratulations. I'm getting married in June. I run 8 kilometers 4 times a week. I just eat bad food at the wrong time. I want to look great for my wedding. I put 15 pounds on in 2 weeks over Christmas and New Year's, and I need to lose 2 stone for the wedding. Keen to follow any advice. Well, Mark, one thing first, you put 15 pounds on in 2 weeks, you must have been enjoying yourself. I salute you. Okay, so you've got a great time frame here. You're getting married. You want to look great for your wedding. It's a serious goal. 6 months, you want to lose 2 stone. That's 28 pounds. We'll divide 28 pounds by 6 months. That's a pretty easy goal. You only need to lose 4 pounds every month. So Mark, all you need to do is lose a pound a week. And that's a really simple thing to do. Track your macros, keep on exercising, and you're going to hit that goal probably before your wedding and look absolutely fantastic. If you need any help, I'm always here. In relation to your exercise, I'd make sure I'm getting to the gym and using a progressive weight training program to ensure muscle mass stays on your body. When you diet, if you don't give your muscle a reason to stay around, your body will burn muscle and fat. So by weight training, we provide a stimulus, and by keeping protein high mark, that's how we ensure we keep muscle around. And remember, we have a skeletal frame. On top of that frame will be packed with muscle. The more muscle you have on the frame, the better you're going to look in your clothes. So make sure you're weight training. Mark McVeigh asked, blogger, best way to lose weight, cardio? No. So the best way to lose weight again is by tracking your macros. Download MyFitnessPal, insert your macros and track them every day. Weigh yourself on a Monday morning after you've gone to the toilet. And if you're not losing weight every Monday, simply lower your macros. Make sure protein stays at about 1 to 1.2 grams per pound of body weight to ensure muscle mass is protected. Exercise will come second. So nutrition is going to be the basis of your fat loss goals, nutrition. And then if we chuck exercise on top, that's going to make us lose a few hundred more calories every day when we exercise. And that will be the assister. But it's the foods you put in your mouth on a daily basis, the calories that put you in a caloric deficit, that's what's going to help you to lose weight every week. Consistency and tracking your macros. Track your macros. Keith at IK31F asked a really brilliant question here. Why do you think so many people want to lose and gain weight, but most give up? What are they doing wrong? So that's a great question. They're not doing anything wrong as such. Everybody's trying, but they've got no accountability. Accountability is the number one reason why people fail to stick to their goals in anything in life. That's why people hire mindset coaches. Professional athletes have physios, coaches, nutritionists, massage therapists, football coaches. We all need somebody to be accountable to. If you've got no one to be accountable to for your goal, why should you stick to your goal? There are so many distractions in the year 2017, it's hard to focus. People are on social media flicking from thing to thing just like this, trying to absorb all this information, but never really taking in any of it. So, accountability. Like I already said, I hired a coach when I wanted to get in phenomenal shape. So I had somebody to be accountable because there were times when I wanted to go completely off the rails, eat tubs of Haagen-Dazs, smash loads of pizzas, and I'd done it once or twice and made the mistake, but I called up my coach the next day, we readjusted, we reevaluated, he told me not to worry, and let's keep on going. Accountability, Keith. Why do people want to lose and gain weight but most give up? Not seeing results can be another one. Progress stalls. Fat loss should be quite fast and rapid at the beginning. And if you're not tracking your macros and you haven't got any scientific data, then if you stall, you're going to get a bit depressed and just think, oh, fuck it, I'm not going to do it anymore. And number 3, finally, to go with that is people genuinely these days don't seem to understand that to lose weight, to gain weight means making some sacrifices. You need to prepare. So if your fridge isn't full of the foods that you need to eat, if you're not ready to understand that you're going to have to intake certain, macros every day and you're not prepared, you're going to kind of get to the point where you're out and about, you're starving, and you're going to pick up the wrong types of food. So by preparing your food in advance, by having those snacks in the fridge, by having your meats in the freezer ready to be defrosted, you're making everything smooth for you. Let me tell you one thing, when you diet, you're going to be restricted by calories, not by macros as such, because you can still manipulate macros so you can get the kind of food you want to eat. But it's a huge mental shift. So make life easy, prepare your food, find some form of accountability, and find the right mindset before you decide to take a hard challenge. Liam Ashworth asks, racing blogger, need to gain weight, I'm 5'11", 23 and 11 stone. Looking to gain weight in any way, any tips? So yes, Liam, again, track your macros. I want you to set your macros on MyFitnessPal 300 above your maintenance level. That way, we're going to make sure you gain lean muscle mass and not too much fat. Nobody wants to get fat in a bulk. We always want to gain lean muscle tissue, because the fatter you get when you bulk, the harder it's going to be when you lose it. Also, the leaner you are when you're gaining muscle, the higher rate of muscular growth. So Liam, track your macros, 300 calories above, and make sure you're pushing heavy in the gym 4 or 5 times a week, focusing on compound lifts, squats, deadlifts, wide grip pull-ups, bench press, and things like tricep dips, multi-muscle move compound movements. That's really going to help you. Sports Guru MUFC, how long did it take for the transformation? 16 weeks. Chris at Valor5, blogger, what booze is healthy? Well, there's no such thing as healthy booze. However, if you're looking for a low calorie drink, you've got vodka diet lemonade, vodka Diet Lemonade, yeah, and things like gin and Diet Tonic. They would be the ones that you'd want to consume if you're out and about. So I'd recommend those. At Richie Owens, one asked, blogger, any chance of a video from my colleague Stephen Murphy? He's looking to get the McGregor look. A few tips be very handy. So, I mean, I presume if you're saying the Conor McGregor look, you want to look very lean and very athletic. So it depends on your set base. Are you starting as a skinny lad bulking up, or are you starting as a bit more of a porky lad bulking down? Either way, you're going to want to track your macros, lift weights and do your cardio. Conor McGregor, you have to realise, is a professional athlete. He has masseuses, dietitians, nutritionists, coaches, trainers, and plenty of accountability. And he trains 4 to 5 hours a day. You have to ask yourself, do you have that level of commitment and time to be able to train that hard and for that long? To get lean, to look good, caloric deflect, to beef up, calorie surplus. Very simple, and I would focus on, again, lifting heavy in the gym 4 or 5 days a week and chucking in 3 sessions of cardio. But again, it depends on your set point. At Patrick Canning, mate, Aaron Collins looking for a plan and wants to gain 3 stone. 3 stone, 14, 28, 42 pounds of lean muscle. That's a big challenge. Again, calorie surplus, 300 calories above. Weigh yourself on the scales every week, and if you're not gaining weight, eat more. He's going to want to be eating cereals, starchy carbs to really get as many grams of carbs and get his calories up per day, especially if you want that weight gain to come quickly. And I would be training like an animal in the gym. I'd be taking a deload every 4 weeks, so I'd train hard for 3 weeks, and on the 4th week I'd only do half of what I'm doing during that whole week to allow my body to recover, to go hard again for the next month's training cycle. Remember, your body isn't a machine. You need to train hard, then back off, train hard, and then back off to allow for recovery. Very important. So I'm going to give you some quick guidance on how to tailor your own diet now. Steps number 1, go on Google, type in macro calculator, input the information that you get, then download MyFitnessPal onto your phone. From there, you can input your macros. Start tracking your macros. Weigh yourself tomorrow on an empty stomach after you've gone toilet. Write down your weight. Weigh yourself in 7 days' time after tracking your macros. If you haven't lost any weight, your macros might be slightly off. You can lower them just a little bit. From there, chuck in exercise. Try and exercise in any form that you enjoy. It doesn't have to be going to the gym. Whether you enjoy dancing, Zumba, going for a walk, walking with your kids, walking with your dog, do whatever you like to get some active exercise to make you feel good and burn a few more calories. Number 3, I'd find some form of accountability, whether it's hiring me, a coach, an accountability buddy, someone you can talk to help you with your goals and to keep you motivated, interested, and focused. Number 4, get a training program for the gym. Don't just go in there not knowing what you're going to do. Go in there super psyched up to know that today is going to be upper body pushing and pulling. You know, the next day is going to be lower day legs day. The next day again will be upper body pushing and pulling. Make sure you know what you're doing. Prepare to fail. If you're not prepared, you're going to fail. So make sure you're prepared. Number 4 or 5, make sure your fridge is full of food all the time. Don't run low. I always like to look for bargains in the supermarkets, especially for protein. Protein is expensive. Your meats, your fish, your eggs, all those kind of things. They reduce them daily at 5 p.m. You should be able to find great bargains in M&S and Waitrose. The reason I shop in those 2 supermarkets is simple. They've got higher quality ingredient food, and in general, they reduce their food a lot more than Sainsbury's and Tesco's. My second favourite supermarket is Aldi. Aldi do some really good meat at affordable prices and fruits and vegetables. I'm a big fan of Aldi and Waitrose. They're my 2 favourites, to be honest with you. So just to reiterate those steps for you quickly, guys, is number 1, go on Google, download a macro calculator, download MyFitnessPal, start tracking your macros, take accountability for what you put in your mouth, no excuses, it's 2017, and make sure you aim to lose around a pound or 2 every week. If you're not losing weight, reevaluate. If you want to gain weight, if the scales aren't going up every week, eat more. So be accountable to your goals and go get it.